first, American Idol with a twist. Now, these are not the idols of the TV singing competition.
That's right. We're talking about American Idols of history. All 43 American presidents, from George Washington to Barack Obama, all made of glass in a fun and kind of quirky exhibit opening today at the Pittsburgh Glass Center. The artist who created all 43 busts, I know some of you are sitting out there saying 44. I thought we had 44 presidents.
Tell them, John.
We'll get to that in just a minute. Is with us today. The artist is, his name, John Moran. Hi, John.
Hello.
Hey,
Welcome.
how are you?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good to see you. So clear up the whole business about 43, 44. We've had 43, but one of them served twice, right?
Yes, Grover Cleveland served twice, non-consecutively. So he was the 22nd and the 24th president, I believe.
Gotcha.
So he counts, two times.
Two times, even though we only had 43 men filling those 44 spots.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, who do we have here?
We have Washington.
Hold on. Now, wait a minute before you go any further. Here were my guesses. Washington, Madison, Obama down on the end.
That one's easy.
And I guessed Ulysses S. Grant, but you say no.
It's Garfield.
James Garfield.
James Garfield, yes. So, and they all go by nicknames. So this is George Washington, Our Father. Madison is Little Jemmy.
Really?
It's their official, it was their nickname when they were presidents as well. Garfield is Preacher, and Obama is Bama. It was a childhood nickname of Obama.
I'll be.
According to my sources.
Garfield was assassinated, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So actually in his clothing there are, he was ambidextrous and he could write in ancient Greek with one hand and ancient Latin in the other.
Good grief.
So on each sleeve it says assassinated in ancient Latin and ancient Greek.
Oh wow, on opposing
So that's
sleeves.
what these are, yes.
Okay.
And he was also the only president to ever campaign in another language other than English. He campaigned in German. So on the front it has campaign in German.
How many languages was he fluent in?
4. Well, he could read and write ancient Latin and Greek. At the same time, he could write simultaneously with both hands.
Oh my!
But he grew up English and German, so yes.
You can do that. Why are you so surprised?
I'm lucky if I can write my name most days.
Yeah. Well, how did you come up with this idea to do this? And they're glass, right?
Yes, the heads are made from glass. Really, it was an idea that I've always been interested in politics.
That's glass.
Yes.
Nose?
This is glass. The nose, the
Ears?
hole, the ears.
What's that?
The hair is latex.
Okay.
And the bodies are made from like a plastic material. And the clothing is all handmade as well. And then it's covered with the resin.
And it's incredibly detailed. I mean, look at this shirt on what'd you call him? What's George?
It's Our Father.
Our Father. Okay, that's right. I mean, look at that. That looks like a real, and instead it's what is that? Plastic? Or?
Yeah, it's covered with a resin, a polyester resin, and then polyurethane to give it the shine.
And what does mule mean? Or is that what that say? What does that say?
It says mule.
Yeah.
George Washington introduced the mule to the United States. He brought it here thinking that it was like the strongest work animal and the best work animal, so he brought it and bred them here after he was president.
And he was right. And
yes.
we used them all the way through World War I.
Yep.
How long does it take you to finish one bust?
The heads take about 3 to 4 hours in the hot shop in the glass studio, and then the busts take.
We have pictures of you making them here.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the beginning to the end, they take about 2 weeks total, not including the time to get the ideas, just the work time. So I spent a lot of time reading about them and kind of writing what I was going to use for their clothing. But the total project took me about 3 years. I started in early 2009.
Where did you get the idea, John? And then what do you hope to do with this project? Is it a teaching tool? Is it a money-making project? Will you create, I mean, it is an election year, so this is great timing in that respect, but what do you hope to do with this exhibit?
Well, when I was first thinking about them, it was my interest in politics, and I was thinking about like the American president being basically the most recognizable and like the powerful person in the world, but not really knowing who all of them are. So this idea of like the anonymity of each one. And so I started looking into their like histories that weren't political. So just to try to find things about them that weren't necessarily
that
their
everyone knew about,
stances.
right?
Yeah, like Garfield writing with 2 hands.
Right.
Yes, and George Washington bringing the mule and being a huge horse enthusiast. And so I tried to create personalities for them from there so they became more human, so they weren't just this idea of the president. They were individuals, but still being anonymous because we don't know who each one is.
Yeah, you mentioned
And-
Washington and the horse. Look at the back of this outfit. This is beautiful. I don't know which camera I need to go to, but isn't that beautiful?
That's nice.
So that landscape is the landscape from the painting of Washington's Crossing, and the horses are Prescott and Tyler, I think was his horses' names, but he had
they were
their
his
yeah
private stock.
Well, they were the same type of horse that I found images of that type of horse and put them together through Photoshop, and he had their teeth brushed every day, so he was very
The horses?
Yes, but he didn't do his own teeth, so it was very.
I know, how weird is that?
Yeah.
The guy has wooden teeth, and
Yeah.
and he's brushing his horses, but not his own.
He had one natural tooth, and the rest were wood or elephant tusk. So
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. But so when people look at these, not only will they be looking at the glass and talking about that and a little bit of history, but they also have to guess who the president is, right?
Yes, because they're only given nicknames. They don't have their real names on the pieces. There will be a code, like a key, so if you want to find the nickname and find the real president's name, you can do that. But the idea is also to have a little bit of guessing, so hopefully you're clued in by what's on their clothing.
In all of your research and your work, your artistry, have you decided on a favorite? Do you have a favorite president? And if so, who?
Well,
And why?
I don't have a favorite when it comes to there's a few who I would stand in line with, I think, and FDR would be one just because of his introduction of like a societal system that we didn't have as much in place before.
You would stand in line to meet him, you mean?
Yeah, I mean like who I would say would be one of my favorites.
Okay, yeah.
And Eisenhower as well, because after coming from being in World War II, he had a very peaceful administration comparatively to a lot of the other ones. But when it comes to the sculptures, I think Washington is probably my favorite, and Madison as well. But it's hard to guess who would be my favorite because you never know really all of the politics around it, because unless you're there, you know. Like
Right.
from what I read, it's so biased anyway. So.
Well, John
but the
Moran,
history is-
Thank you.
thank
All right.
you very much
Great
for
meeting
coming
you.
in. We do appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah,
Nice
appreciate
exhibit.
you. Yeah.
John's American Idols exhibit of all 43 American presidents opens tonight at the Pittsburgh Glass Center on Penn Avenue in Pittsburgh's East End. Come tonight for a free opening night reception and glass blowing demonstration. For more details, you can go to kdka.com/PTL, where you will find a link.